Okay, let's get right into it. If you've been anywhere online recently, you've probably seen hydrogen water popping up. It's everywhere. Health influencers, elite athletes, major podcasts, they're all talking about it. Some are calling it a total game changer for health. But the big question is this all just hype? Or is it a legitimate health hack we should all be paying attention to? Let's figure it out. And a huge reason this whole thing has exploded comes from stories like this one. We're talking about UFC champion John Jones. According to human biologist Gary Brecka, after just about 2 weeks of drinking and bathing in hydrogen water, Jones calls him up and says this: "I'm so pain-free that I'm adding an additional day of training to my camp." I mean, wow. When you hear that from one of the best fighters on the planet, you can't help but stop and wonder, what is going on here?
So here's how we're going to break it all down today. First, we'll quickly look at the hype, why it's suddenly everywhere. Then we'll dive into the science of how you can make water, well, more than just water. After that, we'll run through the long list of health benefits people are reporting. We'll also cover the 3 main ways you can actually make this stuff at home. And finally, we're going to ask the most important question of all. What's the catch?
All right, first up, the hype. So why is everyone and their brothers suddenly talking about hydrogen water? Well, a lot of the recent buzz really boils down to some super high-profile people talking about it. When a guy like Gary Brecka goes on a massive show like the Joe Rogan Experience and talks about it for hours, you know people are going to listen. You throw in these incredible stories from top-tier athletes, and boom, you've got a full-blown wellness trend. So let's move past the hype and actually look at the science. Okay, section 2, let's talk science. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Water is H2O. It already has hydrogen in it. So how on earth can you make water more water? It sounds weird, I get it. But the science actually zeroes in on one really important measurement. And that measurement is called oxidation reduction potential, or ORP for short. Just think of it like this. ORP tells you if a liquid is going to cause oxidation, that is, add oxygen and create nasty free radicals, or if it's going to cause reduction, which means it acts like an antioxidant. And when it comes to our health, a lower or even a negative ORP is always, always better. And this right here is the whole idea in a nutshell. The normal tap water or bottled water we drink, it has a high ORP. It's oxidative. There's a great analogy for this. It's kind of like promoting rusting on the inside of your body by creating free radicals. But hydrogen-rich water is the exact opposite. It has a negative ORP, making it a powerful antioxidant that helps fight that internal rusting by neutralizing all those free radicals. Now, if you're skeptical, listen to this. The people who advocate for this aren't just making it up. They often point to a huge body of scientific work. We're talking over 1,300 published studies on molecular hydrogen. Now sure, they cover a whole range of things. Some are on animals, some on humans, but it just goes to show you that this isn't some brand new fad. It's something scientists have been looking at for a while now. So, with that science as a foundation, let's get to the part everyone really cares about. Section 3, the health benefits. What does all this research and all this hype say hydrogen water can actually do for you? The list of potential benefits is, well, it's long. We're talking about everything from better workouts and a faster metabolism to healthier skin, heart, and brain function. But really, almost all of these benefits seem to stem from the 2 big ones at the bottom. Its incredible ability to reduce inflammation and decrease that oxidative stress we were just talking about. And that anti-inflammatory power is really the key to the whole thing. Here's how Gary Brecka explains it. Hydrogen gas can mitigate inflammation by downregulating pro-inflammatory cytokines. All that means is that it helps to quiet down the little alarm signals in your body that scream, inflammation. So the theory is that by calming those signals down, you get this huge range of positive effects all over your body. Okay, so if you're curious and you're thinking about trying it, how do you actually do it? Well, that brings us to section 4. There are basically 3 main ways to make hydrogen water at home: tablets, special bottles, and countertop machines called ionizers. Let's just walk through the options here. First, you've got tablets. They're super cheap, about $1 a day, and you can take them anywhere. The downside? They can sometimes cause digestive issues, and the hydrogen gas doesn't stick around in the water for very long. Next up are the portable bottles. These are a great starting point. They're reusable, but they're usually made of plastic and aren't quite as powerful. And then you have the big guns, the countertop ionizers. These are by far the most powerful, giving you the best ORP and an unlimited supply. The only catch? They have a pretty hefty upfront price tag. So it really comes down to what you're willing to spend for potency and convenience. And that leads us perfectly into our final and maybe most important section. What's the catch? right? There's gotta be a catch. We need to look at the potential downsides to really get the complete picture. So let's just ask it straight up. Are there any downsides or real side effects you need to be worried about? The main side effect people talk about comes from one specific method, the tablets. Here's the deal. The tablets use magnesium to create the hydrogen gas. That chemical reaction leaves behind something called magnesium hydroxide. And for some people, magnesium hydroxide can act as a mild laxative, which could mean stomach cramps or diarrhea. It doesn't happen to everyone, but it's the most common issue you'll hear about. Beyond that, the biggest catch is really just about perspective. Every single expert and advocate out there is very clear on this point. Hydrogen water is a fantastic tool, but it's not a panacea. It's not a magic cure-all. They see it as one important piece of a healthy lifestyle, kind of like taking a good supplement. It's a powerful boost, but it isn't going to replace eating well and exercising.
So in the end, we're left with this question. With all its potential to fight that internal rusting and inflammation, is hydrogen water the future of how we hydrate? Or is it just one more really effective but not magical piece of a much, much bigger health puzzle? The science is definitely interesting, the stories are hard to ignore, and now you've got the information to decide for yourself.